Well, in breaking news, Sky News can reveal the Alice Springs youth curfew will be extended for 6 days. Matt Cunningham joins us with this exclusive story. So, Matt, what are the details and why is this happening?
Well, the biggest concern, Tom, was that the curfew was due to end right in the middle of the school holidays. It was due to end tomorrow morning. Now, my sources have confirmed that the announcement will be made this afternoon to extend the curfew until 6 a.m. on Tuesday. So that's a 6-day extension of the emergency situation that was declared by the Chief Minister Eva Lawler 2 weeks ago, and will mean that the curfew runs until 6 a.m. On Tuesday morning. That takes us through not just to the end of the school holidays, but an extra day on top of that that will give authorities the opportunity to really get things in place, new measures for when that curfew is lifted. Of course, this follows widespread praise, you'd have to say, from people on the ground for this curfew. There has been some criticism from groups including the Northern Territory Children's Commissioner and the North Australian Aboriginal Justice Agency about the curfew, but people on the ground in Alice Springs are overwhelmingly saying this has been a good thing. The question now is what happens once the curfew does end. We've heard from several people today, including Darren Clark, who runs the Action for Alice Facebook page in Alice Springs. Here's what he had to say.
The solutions here are looking after these youth and getting them off the streets, getting them an education, giving them a safe home, and eventually giving them employment. And that is probably the long-term solution.
Interesting comments just now too, Tom, in your interview with Marion Scrimger, talking about her uncomfortableness, the fact that she doesn't really like the fact people use the stolen generation as an excuse not to act when it comes to some of these young Indigenous kids. Of course, Marion Scrimger's father was a member of the stolen generation. She actually wants to see family responsibility agreements put in place for the parents of children who might be out wandering the streets late at night and aren't necessarily being looked after properly or being sent to school. Education, of course, being seen as something key to addressing some of these issues long term. So this announcement that the curfew will be extended, I think, is one that will be welcomed in most quarters. When the government does announce that this afternoon, they'll also release a review into police resourcing that's been conducted by Vince Kelly, the former president of the Northern Territory Police Association. We've seen about 60 extra police sent to Alice Springs over the past 2 weeks. There's been a huge police presence on the streets, and that has also played a factor in seeing some of those crime issues calm down there. We know the Northern Territory government's already committed to hiring an extra 200 police over the next 4 years, but we will get the review. We will get to see that review that has been done into police resourcing, which I think you don't have to be a genius to work out, will show that there hasn't been enough police on the streets here in the Northern Territory. So the official announcement will come at 2 p.m. Sydney time, 1:30 local time, but according to my sources, this curfew will be extended for another 6 days.
All right, so there you have it, that breaking news, which would take the curfew to the end of the school holidays. Matt Cunningham, thank you.